Hello, happy Friday to everyone. So today I'm doing story time. Just really stressed out today. I don't know. I'm probably going to talk about a lot. Um, I'm still locked out of my Facebook for a post that I supposedly did around November of 2018. Um, but they won't show me the post, and I've already contacted Facebook, and they told me that I can appeal the algorithm that thinks that it's a bad picture, and if they inspect the picture and find out that it did go against their policy, that my account will be permanently deleted. And I have 21 days to, I guess, find that out, or after 21 days they're gonna. They haven't gotten back to me. I've already, rebutted the decision or whatever. So I think they're taking their sweet time to even look at my account, and to be honest, I don't think they care. But I have, like, thousands and thousands of pictures, and I think I said almost 100 albums. The more I think about it, I think it was over 100 albums. Um, I had albums on my favorite foods, awesome places I want to go to, awesome places I've been to, individual albums of places I've been to, um, tons and tons of artists. I don't even remember their names that I found, and then I, pulled their work off the internet. So we're talking like over 10 years, a lot of time to get these pictures and videos, just gone. And I tried to download my Facebook content in the past, but every time I did, it would say that I had 80 gigs of pictures. Well, that was it's probably more now. That was like years ago. Every time I tried to download it, I had issues. So I have now 21 days. After 21 days, if I don't hear anything back from them, it's not good news. Then they're just gonna that, and there's other stuff going on. My depression seems to be getting worse. Um, my I just don't see how I lasted this long in life. I'm always doing things in the moment so I can have a better future. And I think maybe that's my problem. Like all those pictures I collect those pictures, but how often do I actually look at those pictures on my albums? I set them aside so one day in my golden years, I can like look at the pictures, you know? I don't know. Maybe this is all meant to be. I mean, I've lost so much. I've said on my channel before, I've had major losses in my life. And this, to me, is a major loss. I mean, we're not talking about a few hundred pictures. We're talking about thousands of pictures. Thousands. We're talking about over 10 years and, you know, tons of time and research to collect these pictures. And then plus my other losses that I've had in the past. And I just got off the phone with urology. I went to a doctor because my doctor was busy, and they think that I have a prostate infection. So they gave me antibiotics and told me, we highly recommend you contact your urologist. Well, my urologist retired years ago, so I wasn't seeing one. Well, about a month and a half ago, I saw a new one, so I have new established care with her. So I tried to reach out to them on the app, but it didn't even come up her name as one of my doctors. So I had to call in. So she called me, and I don't recognize her voice because I've only seen her once. It actually sounded like a young kid I was talking to that like works for the hospital's like answering service that called me back. But it was actually the doctor that I saw, and I was like, I'm so sorry. But All she said was, well, if you saw the doctor and they give you antibiotics, to just do what she tells you to do. And I'm like, I kind of figured that would happen. I mean, what else can they do? I even told that doctor that. I was like, well, you gave me these antibiotics. I was like, why should I reach out to urology? She goes, well, they might want to do something else. I'm like, there's nothing else that they can do. You're already giving me the antibiotics. Like, what else do you want them to do? I would say more though, but it's kind of like TMI, too much information. I think a lot of people don't want to hear it. But I'll just say it like this. The test that they did to see if I have an infection a lot of times doesn't detect an infection in that organ. There's another test that they can do to find whether or not I have an infection in that organ. But most doctors, especially nowadays, don't seem to want to do that test because I don't know if it's embarrassing to them. If it is, then they don't need to be doctors. I don't necessarily like the test, but, I don't really feel comfortable being on antibiotics if I don't have an infection in that organ either. And again, urology, urinalysis a lot of times shows negative, but there's still an infection in that organ. Look it up if you don't believe me. Or whatever. Not that you don't believe me, but it's something new to you. But no, I'm really stressed out and severely depressed over my Facebook. Like, I already made another account. It's actually an old account that I made a while back. And I'm thinking, should I even, get on it and start using that account? I mean, for this company that has done this to me. I'm hoping that I'll get my account back. And if I do, I'm probably going to download my Facebook or try to download it again. And hopefully they'll let me select which album. And maybe I'll have to do like maybe 2 albums at a time or 3 albums at a time. It's going to take a long time though, if that even works. Because I tried it before to download all my albums. And it was like over 80 gigs. And it said error has occurred. Because that's a lot of information to be downloaded off the internet. But that was also years ago, and the internet speeds are faster now. So, but it doesn't matter if I can't get into my account, and it surely doesn't matter if they permanently delete it. All over a picture that supposedly broke their rules, and they can't even show me the picture. It's grayed out. Like it says, this post, it's like it has the post that I posted and the date, but then the picture, it's just grayed out. And there's no text, like I didn't write anything. I didn't say, whatever. It was just a picture. For all I know, my account could have been hacked at the time. That was 2018. November whatever. I think it was November 11th. I don't know, 2018. Today's Friday. That and I've been taking extra pain medicine. I don't know. I've been on this Zoloft now for a few months. It's helping my anxiety based on doing shit for my depression. But now I'm on, what is the other one they put me on? Robuterin. But I'm only taking half of that, or at least for now, because a little bit, not scared, but kind of scared to take the full dose, because, it's now 2 antidepressants. They want me to take a third one for sleep. I'm like, no. Even though I don't sleep, but just a few hours a night. You would think if I don't sleep, I have so much time on my hands, I would do a lot, but this kitchen is a mess. I got papers and papers and just things that I need to. The crazy thing is I keep going through my paperwork, like important papers, things in the mail, etc., and it just somehow, some way, just piles up again. Like I will go through all my documents, and then it just, I don't know how it happens. I'm just trying to find the deep meaning of why all this is happening to me on a spiritual level. It's like because they say that when bad stuff happens, you're supposed to learn. Like, what have I learned? You know, because a lot of people say you need to learn to be responsible. Like, I am responsible. I'm responsible to try to better my future. But maybe I'm not responsible to make myself happy by living in the now, in the moment, and that's maybe what I need to learn. But I try to be responsible to myself by setting up a nice future for myself. You know, I don't know. I mean, to sacrifice in the moment for a better future, I mean, is that a bad thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, when am I supposed to learn that I'm not supposed to do that? I mean, you look at farmers, for example. They have to go out and take all the seeds from the crop, right? Some painstakingly by hand. Then they have to save the seed, you know. And then they have to wait and then replant the seed. So they're making sacrifices so that they can have a better harvest next year. Just like the grasshopper and the ant story. The grasshopper just played around and had fun and didn't think about the future, and the ant saved up because they knew that winter was coming. And the grasshopper was like freezing, and the ants were just fine. But it just seems like all my saving, sacrificing for a future has not benefited me. It just, losing 3 homes is not something that I don't think someone in my position should have ever lost. I wasn't behind, and I took very good care. Like my first home, I took better care of that than most people take care of whichever. And then now, like, I would imagine most people would be like, they would see me as a slob or something. I just don't take care of anything anymore. Well, you know what? It's not like I need to learn to take care of my stuff. No, I did that route, and look where it got me. I don't know. I just argued with the religious person again the other day because, I said maybe we should just all just, be merry and enjoy the moment and stuff. And then, I don't know, to each their own, I guess we all have different lessons in life. But or there's just no guarantee. Maybe there's no lesson. Maybe it's just the fact that, no matter what you do, there's just no guarantees, But without getting into detail, there was a lot of things that I was responsible on that if I wouldn't have been as responsible, I wouldn't have lost what I did, and I wouldn't have went through the heartache of what I did, and I wouldn't have the constant reminder of that heartache every time I go outside, all because I was extra responsible, and that led to something else, and now I'm at this situation. So if I could go back in time on just that one thing, I wouldn't have been as responsible, and I'm pretty much sure I'd be in a better place right now. And that just doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. Just like when I've said this before on this channel, that my first house that I lost, totally separate what I just said though about the responsible thing, because that's another house that I lost because of that, because I have lost 3, and then this house is not even sitting on land that I own, so now that might be 4 houses. But back to what I was saying is, my first house that I lost, I didn't take my psychiatric medication, and my anxiety just got too bad. And there's so many things I can't stand about the world. When someone tells you it's going to get better, first of all, they don't know it's going to get better. I can guarantee you there are people on the street right now dying of cancer, and I guarantee you at least one person in their life has told them before that happened, it will get better. You just wait and see, it will get better. And now they are on the street dying of cancer. So there is no guarantees that things will get better. I know it's a nice thing to say, and I understand why people say it. I don't need to be reminded of all that. But all I'm saying is saying that to someone and even believing it doesn't make it so. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that are homeless on the street that heard that and believed it. And they're still on the street dying of cancer. They're not just on the street homeless, but they're dying of cancer. So that I don't like. And I also don't like when people automatically assume that drugs are bad. Drugs are not bad, and they're not necessarily good or bad. You know, that's like telling me fire is bad. Is fire bad? Well, it burns down people's houses. Fire destroys bacteria. Fire can keep you warm so you don't freeze at night. Fire is just like a knife. I can cut you with it, or I can cut myself free when someone ties me up. I could actually become free. A knife could make me free. And this is, so to say drugs are bad, like drugs are just a tool, and just say, well, certain drugs are bad. I don't believe that either. Because, they used to say that, what is it? Psilocybin, magic mushrooms, is bad. It makes you hallucinate. And now they're finding out it helps with depression. There's another drug. I think it's cocaine. I'm not really sure what it is. But there's a drug out there that messes people up. It's addictive. And they actually use it in the emergency room. It might be cocaine, but I'm not sure what that drug is. Or maybe it's PCP. And is PCP cocaine? I don't know. I don't know a lot about drugs. I know quite a bit, but not a whole lot. I think it's a lot better for someone in a lot of ways to admit that they don't know, whether that they know. Or admit that they're still learning. I don't know. A lot of people, it's not like that I don't want to change. It's just there's certain things that I wish I could do in life, but my anxiety keeps me from doing it. And it's not like I'm some young kid that doesn't know. Like, if you tell me if you tried this, if you tried that, more than likely I'm going to say yes to just about everything that you tell me. Well, have you tried this? Yeah, I have. But, that's one of the reasons why I'm on medication, because I can't, people say, oh, just be positive and meditate. Or pray, or, whatever. As if anxiety is not a legitimate medical problem. And I can just think positive, and because it's in my mind, it's like if you have diabetes, and someone could say, well, if you think positive diabetes, that's different because a mental disorder's in your brain, and that's where you think. Well, just because it's in my brain doesn't mean that I can be positive in my brain and make my mental illness in my brain go away either. Look at people that, what are those people out there that are like really, really smart? I think they made a movie, Rain Man, on that guy. There's people out there that are extremely, extremely smart. Very brilliant people. But they still have, let's say, anxiety or depression. Well, if they're so smart, why can't they think them out of it? Out of their depression and anxiety? Because they can't. And the people that do, they probably don't have really bad anxiety. I said probably. I didn't say didn't. I said probably. The most of the people that has said that, well, I meditated or I prayed or I think positive or whatever and I got out of my anxiety, they probably didn't have it that bad to begin with. A lot of people walk around saying, oh, my depression and, my stress and anxiety. But they say stress and anxiety, but they say, even though they say and, as it's two separate things, they say it as if it's the same. And then when you converse with these people, a lot of times they're stressed out from work, but they don't have anxiety. So let's not just say, oh, I'm so stressed at work. Don't say, oh, my depression at work. I'm sorry. Yeah, my depression at work and anxiety. I'm sorry. Can't even talk today. My stress and anxiety. A lot of people, what they need to say is my stress from work or my stress in life, but they don't actually have anxiety. Because being majorly stressed out, and I mean majorly stressed out, is still not anxiety. It's two separate things. Stress is stress. Anxiety is anxiety. It's two separate things. And a lot of people say that, say, oh, my stress and anxiety. But like I said, when you talk down, when you ask them, Are you extremely scared that something's going to happen? I mean, extremely scared? Well, no, I'm just stressed out. Well, then you don't have anxiety. Anxiety is a fear-based thing. Anxiety means you are scared that something is going to happen. And we're not talking about like something like small. Like it's something that like, and if you have anxiety disorder like myself, then it affects your whole life because you are worried to death that something will bad happen. It will. It will. And you better do something about it. But you can't. But you want to. But you can't. But you want to. It's like, being in the corner with like a bully or 3 bullies. You're in a tight little corner and there's a bully in front of you, a bully next to you, and another bully, and a bully behind them. And you're like, okay, I'm going to get beat up. They're about ready to beat you up. I'm going to get beat up. But I need to stop this from happening. Do I duck down and go underneath their legs? Because the bully behind them is going to catch me. And there's 3 people in front of me. Anyone could like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might not talk my way out of it, but I already know they're going to beat me up anyway. But you want to get out of that situation. So you're looking for a way out, but at the same time, they're probably going to beat you up. And you're scared. But this is this is probably way beyond that. Well, it depends on how bad they beat you up. If they beat you up real bad, then yeah, I guess that would be a good example. Anyway, I'm gonna upload this, and I have some food to review, but I just don't like reviewing my food when I'm in this state of mind. Alright, please comment, like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. And if you're new to my channel, yeah, I also do food reviews.